Hello and welcome to the Gyre Media Podcast, your humble home of entertainment for everyone. A fair warning, this audio could hold mature language and potential spoilers. Consider yourself warned. As always, guys, I am Miasma, and I'm joined here by a nice group of gents to record episode 1 of what I'm hoping will be a cool series you guys can enjoy. Kind of just like a shoot the shit podcast. Going to talk about gaming, anime, everything that this channel covers. So I'm going to let these guys introduce themselves. We'll start with Spoops over there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Spoops. I'm just
AKA Nate.
Yeah, you'll hear Nate a lot.
Yeah, you may see some videos. We're not sure yet. If
working on
he records some videos, definitely stick them on Gyre. So you may be seeing more of Spoops later.
Yeah,
Definitely in more podcasts at least.
Yeah.
At least.
We also got you've seen his legendary Guild Wars unboxing recently. We got Death Black.
I thought you.
You thought I was gonna
Yeah, man. 2017.
Yeah. I really wish that the thumbnail was this, like, why are you unboxing? Why are you unboxing? Guild Wars 2017? Why?
Oh my god.
And then we also have last but certainly not least, we got Zach over there. And Zach, what is the name of your channel as well? You have some YouTube presence, I know.
Smackman 17.
Smackman 17.
Smackman 17.
In the flesh.
In the flesh.
As
He's
opposed to in the bone.
Yeah. In the bone. I'm all skin and bones.
All right. Basically, I think what I want to kind of start these off with is you briefly talk about what have you been playing lately? What have you been watching lately? Something you want to bring up, a game maybe you found cheap on Steam or something that you think people should check out. I guess I'll start a little bit. I've played a lot of Shadowverse recently. If you haven't heard Shadowverse, it's a free card game. You can pick it up on Steam, and it's made by I think I can't remember, some company in like Korea or something. I don't know, but like it's kind of like Hearthstone-esque, but a little less RNG in my opinion. And it's a super anime art style, which I would love. If you've ever seen Shingeki no Bahamut or Rage of Bahamut, it kind of has like the same art style,
including an expansion that is Bahamut.
Rise of Bahamut, and there is a card called Bahamut,
And it's busted as fuck.
Yeah, but that's it. Who wants to Death Black? Do you want to talk about maybe?
Sure. So I mean, like, I'm a huge Path of Exile player. So for the last however many months, I've been playing Path, but it's between leagues now. So this week I kind of was playing a bunch of different games. I played a little bit of Guild Wars. I played some Shadowverse a little bit. I played, and then me and Spoops have also been playing this game called Victor Vran, which is like a Diablo 3 kind of knockoff. It's like, the way we described it is it's Diablo 3 graphics, or like Torchlight-esque graphics, but it's Witcher and Path of Exile had a baby, and it's pretty cool.
That's interesting.
They got the voice actor of.
Yeah, the only reason it's that is because they got Geralt's voice actor, so it just feels like you're playing Witcher.
So is it a very pretty baby? Because it sounds like
No, the graphics are like the graphics are good. I like them. Like,
it has a handsome father if it's the son of the Witcher.
Yeah. The graphics are more like Diablo. So they're more cartoony, a little more cartoony than other games, but I like it. The graphics, they do look good. The levels are really good, like well designed, and we actually found out that like they render big chunks of the world. So you could be walking in like on this huge cliff that's like super high up, and you could lob like a bomb off, and down where it looks like it shouldn't be rendered, you would blow up a box or something down there.
You see it bounce around.
We were impressed.
Oh.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Some good stuff.
What's it, Nate? Do you want to go next?
Yeah, sure. I've been playing like a lot of the stuff these goons have been playing. Like, I've been playing Shadowverse with Miasma. I've been playing Path and Victor Vran with Death. I think I'm the only one in this group that's been playing a lot of Game of the Year Paladins.
Oh. Overwatch is better.
Hey, hold on. I have a
They're
theory
getting a new
going on.
hero.
If I'm gonna make a video soon, it'll be about that, where they're actually very different games because Paladins is ripping off League. It's not ripping off. This has nothing to do with ripping off Overwatch. Like someone walk up like, "Hey, the characters are just like Overwatch," and I'm like, "Nah, dude, they're just like League of Legends. They just take 2 League of Legends champions and put them together." And there you go. You have Paladins champions, which is a game I play League of Legends occasionally, but not terribly often anymore.
Is Paladins the one with like the card mechanic in it?
Yeah,
too?
it does have the card mechanic, which I could try to go into, but the problem is I don't know how to explain it in contrast to Overwatch because I never played Overwatch, so I wouldn't be able to be like, yeah, that's the way it is.
But, I mean, you've played TF2, which is essentially.
Yeah,
And then you played Overwatch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
the
a
same
TF2
thing.
Like I don't know. I really loved Overwatch, but like I feel like, I mean, I'll probably play it again someday. I don't know. They just a new hero.
Yeah, there's a new hero coming out soon, so. It's a robot.
Yeah, I saw Ben posted a video in chat a while. It's a little ways
Yeah.
up, but
Yeah.
yeah,
I've been on the chat at some point.
It's like a robot, right? And then like a big like,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a big 4-legged robot that has a lot of stuff. I
Yep.
don't want to go into it.
Ben
now, but-
called it. Let's actually to quote Ben, he said, "Everyone say hi to your new robot mom," because
Yeah.
it's like a mother figure, I guess. I don't know. I don't know very much about it because I don't play Overwatch, but
I don't know a lot of the lore either. I play it a lot. I don't know the lore too much, so.
I was gonna say, have you been playing a lot of? What have you been playing lately?
lore's the best
lot
part of
Overwatch?
What have I been
As
playing?
anyone that knows that I've played Path,
War
yeah,
Monkey.
talk to me about. I'm the lore monkey of Path.
Sorry.
The War Monkey. Have you been playing a lot of Overwatch, Zach?
Not actually recently. I haven't been playing that too much.
I've been the best game, Paladins.
No, I've been playing. I beat Guild Wars 2 a few days ago. I've been playing a lot of
How was the
Minecraft.
ending of that game, Zach?
Stereotypically,
was it as wonderful as you would hoped it would be?
Yeah, it wasn't just the
Totally.
greatest mechanics ever.
totally.
Someone-
And the thing is, I have AOE spells, and everything on the ship was like moving back and
Oh
forth.
no, we're
I
talking
was
about
like,
the actual boss, like the actual
Oh.
boss. fight.
Someone
Can
in
we
this
just-
podcast may or may not have made a rant video at one point
Yeah,
about the
Someone.
ending of Guild Wars 2.
yeah,
And his
Oh,
name
I-
might be Deathplaque. aka
maybe,
Ass.
maybe.
But yeah, I've been playing a lot of Guild Wars 2. I got my friends into Blade and Soul because they're
Ooh.
one of them's really big on
Nice.
anime, and he was like that. He really liked it.
That's a game I think
Um,
Bobby might like
I
just
haven't
because the
even
art
heard- I
style.
was about to ask what the hell is
Um,
Blade and Soul.
Oh, we
It's-
gotta get you into it, dude.
It's Oriental. Like, have you ever played Terra online?
No,
Bobby hasn't really played
Okay,
much
it's-
PC games. I don't
Okay.
think.
I'm new
It's
to this.
it's an interesting game. We can show it to you sometime.
Blade and Soul. All right.
Yep.
Yeah. So Guild Wars 2, Blade and Soul, Minecraft. Obviously, I play that too
Yeah,
much.
This guy's a
Um,
Minecraft server owner.
Mm-hmm. All that. Yeah.
Give that a shout out.
I'm gonna be getting back into Smash Bros every Monday because our school's Smash Club just started up.
Oh,
so
you gotta
it's official
dominate.
now. It's official now.
Nice.
A lot of Binding of Isaac, a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
of Dark Souls 3.
Gotta ride the Dark Souls train.
Yeah.
I have never
I can
tried
tell,
Dark
I can tell
Souls.
you got war flashbacks going on.
My whole suite plays it, so it's like I wanted to hop on the bandwagon, see what it was like, and it's like I'll describe it as that one streamer did at freaking AGDQ when he said streaming or speedrunning this game is the worst decision I've ever made. Buying Dark Souls 3 was one of the worst decisions I made because it's so fun, but it's
It's the one with like
Yeah.
crazy difficulty, right?
yeah, I've died at least 50 times and I'm not even half anywhere near.
Whoa. Oh, okay.
But then there's my sweet mates who are like, yeah, we're just gonna do a run that's like no armor. I mean, armor doesn't matter much in that game apparently, but
You still get three
Oh.
shot.
yeah.
I don't think I could do it. I hate dying in like any game. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm such a scrub. I'll play games on like easy. Like
Dark Souls doesn't have a mode.
I know, like right, but like I'll
Dark
play
Souls
like
is just Dark Souls mode.
Bye.
What else? I'm looking through seeing if I've played anything else.
I can't play Five Nights because like
Well, 5 minutes
For
of pretty.
multiple reasons.
I mean, I I've watched 2 playthroughs of Resident Evil 7. As the
Oh,
Switch comes out, the Switch comes out at midnight tonight, and my sweet mates are camping out there right now to get it. And they're probably gonna get the Switch and Breath of the Wild, and I'm probably gonna be watching a lot of that. I will not spoil it for anyone who's going. I know Nate, you might like it.
Yeah.
It's been hard not to spoil RE7 for the streamer I've been watching because never mind. I know.
I watched Markipliers.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't want to know. I haven't looked anything on it. As soon as I get the money, I'm gonna buy it because it looks insane and it looks like really good.
Just know that the story is really good.
Yeah.
Like it's really good, and you should play it.
Oh, I totally will.
I guess I forgot another game that I was. A couple of us were playing recently. I think actually we might have all. I think 100% of the people in this podcast right now played it. The Ghost in the Shell first-person shooter.
Oh
Yeah.
I don't know why none of us have said that.
Well, we
it's
haven't been
been
playing that
a little bit.
recently. Yeah,
It's
I
been a
haven't played it
little
in
bit.
like a week, 2 weeks probably.
I haven't played it in a few weeks either.
I think it's probably been like close to a month.
Yeah, well,
Trust us, the game is okay. We just found other shit.
it's just not recent. Like,
We haven't played it in forever.
yeah, we haven't played it recently. There's just been a
It's
lot of
pretty
other
fun.
games we've been screwing around with.
If I had to describe it, I guess like super generic kind of FPS, but in the Ghost in the Shell world. So if you've seen Ghost in the Shell like at all, I think they have like it seems like they have all the voice cast. I'm pretty sure they do.
Yeah, they got all the voice actors to come in and do most of the voices, I think. At least for the
Yeah.
English
Yeah.
dub.
Yeah. And it's pretty cool. I mean, it has its flaws. I don't know. There's some stuff about it that it has like
one-shot
Yeah.
body shot sniper rifles.
yeah,
Yep.
that
That need to
exists.
not exist.
The spawns are a little bit of a problem in that game. You will
That depends
literally,
on the map.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
on
very
some
map
maps-
dependent.
On some maps, you will literally spawn like
In
Like,
bullets.
with
Or with the other team.
They haven't fixed that.
Yeah, no, well,
It's still in open beta.
yeah, but
Ghost in the
like,
Shell-
Okay, I fixed something. Sorry.
I gotta get the title for real. It's Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex First Assault Online, right?
Yep.
yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
there you go.
Don't know if they're still in beta either.
The world's
It
maybe,
finally come
maybe
out.
not.
Did it finally
Maybe
come
not.
out?
Miasma lied to us.
Let me check real quick.
I think. I know
It's
it's
something like
a
that.
really long beta.
It's something like that.
Basically, you can play as like all of Section 9.
And like,
if you watch the
is
anime.
Maven part of Section 9, or is that just like
No,
leaning into the
there's, like,
character?
There's characters that are only in the game. There's like 2 or 3, I think, right?
Yeah. And I know that there's some you can't play as all the characters. I know that you have like 1 or 2 that are like just voices in the background telling you about objectives and
Yeah,
stuff.
like Aramaki,
Yeah.
the chief.
Yeah.
Me and Addison
He's
think
one.
Yeah,
and
the
then there's,
chief.
what's his name?
The chief, yeah, and his
Oh,
wife.
no, he's one of them. Never mind.
You know, his wife that may be part animal.
Me and Addison have a game that like at the end of every match, Chief Aramaki. If you watch the anime, if you didn't watch the anime, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But basically, there's like an old guy that's like in charge of your unit, and he briefs you on stuff, and then like if like defeat or victory, he'll have like different shit that he says to you. And so we always like if like whatever he says, either me or Addison throws in some kind of ridiculous statement. So it'd be like defeat, and it'd be like, all right, just get back to base. And then me and Addison will add like, I don't know, because we have to go back to base, or my wife will beat me again tonight.
Yeah.
So we've made this like kind of canon story of how poor Chief Aramaki goes home every night and gets beaten. And
His
there's-
wife, no matter what.
Wow.
and I think bestiality came into play at some point. I don't know.
Probably.
I don't remember.
What?
I'm pretty sure. Listen, whatever the chief does with his wife, that's up to him.
I guess.
He's the chief. He's in charge.
Apparently, not if he gets beaten every night.
Well, he's in charge of Section 9. That's all that matters. The only cops in Japan that apparently have like any power.
Any
If you watch the anime. Speaking of the anime, who here's? I'm currently watching it. I'm almost done with season 1.
Yeah, I'm
Have-
like getting partway through season 1.
Okay, and
I'm near the end of it though. I just stopped watching it for some reason.
I'm literally on 25 or 26. I have one more.
I wanted to catch up to Naruto.
Naruto?
No, Naruto. or as Watch Mojo would say.
I'm in the final the current most caught up season where Naruto and Sasuke get married.
Oh wow. Kawaii. Oh man, I can't wait to watch that episode.
Can't wait to spoil it.
No, it's a whole arc.
It's a whole arc.
Yeah.
It's its own
Wow.
series.
Yeah.
What did I watch earlier tonight? There was an anime that one of my friends showed me.
But yeah, I don't know. The one thing with Ghost in the Shell that like the game versus the anime, which is kind of like weird, is well, they obviously add a character that's not in the game. And the one thing that I feel is a weird choice.
In the
That's what I meant. There's an anime. There's a character in the game that's not in the anime. That's what I meant to say. But the one thing that's very like a weird choice for me was they made a Ghost in the Shell game, but they made it PvP only. I feel like it probably would have benefited as like a Halo, where like there's a story mode where you can do missions, or like as release basis kind of thing, where like there's a campaign, yeah, but like if they do like they update the campaign, like it would be like a buy to play game, obviously, because in order to have money to develop a campaign. But I mean, I wouldn't mind spending money on like a game like that, especially if it had like a PvP aspect like this one did. So you keep the PvP stuff, you keep your operatives, but you have like a 4-man or 5-man team that does these missions, and they release missions like as they go along. So maybe there won't be like when they release the game, it would have, I don't know, like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, something like that missions, however many like they decide to put in, and then like 6 months down the road they insert 3 more missions, and you can just, so basically it's not just the stale same thing over and over. And they could also add in like character development there too, where like Maven isn't in the anime, so they could add in like, oh, so where did she come from, who is Maven, stuff like that. They could do like a little more
specific ones.
Yeah.
Well, I know there's a bunch of seasons of Ghost in the Shell. Maybe she actually shows up.
Yeah, they could, because I've only seen the first season. So
and they actually have a new show coming out. I was watching it earlier on Netflix, not knowing it was Ghost in a Shell until
I think it's the Arise or whatever.
I think it's called like Ghost Whispers.
There's the weird thing about Ghost in the Shell is that
yeah, it's Arise.
So he's right. No, he's right, because there's a couple which I was gonna get into. But so like Masamune Shirao did this, like wrote the manga like God, I think like early 90s or like late 80s, and then I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong about this, and people might kill me in the comments, but I'm pretty sure that
they don't know what we're talking about.
The manga has like a different story than Standalone Complex, like the anime, which there's 2 seasons of Standalone Complex, and the movie as well. So there's a 1995 film, which I highly recommend, just Ghost in the Shell, and I highly recommend everybody to see that. That one's really good. And then there's the 2002-ish series Standalone Complex, which has 2 seasons, which is like 50 episodes. And then ever since then, they've come out with like a couple of different series that I haven't seen, but I believe that they're either, I don't think it has the same characters, but it's sort of like a different world. Because if you've seen the film, like the film and the series kind of don't like match up. Am I the only one that's seen the film?
I think so.
Yeah.
I haven't seen either, so.
So like I won't like, but just like the way that the film like ends, like it would have to, the series would have to be like before the film, I guess, because there's no way that like,
could make sense.
Yeah, it's also kind of hard for me to tell. I'm pretty sure I decided at the end of the first episode of the new one that it takes place afterwards, but like up until like pretty much the end of it, you couldn't really tell if it was a prequel or a very late sequel. Yeah. Just because of the way they presented the first episode.
And I think like the first season of the show kind of goes into that as well, because as much as I love the movie, I have some real problems with Standalone Complex, the show. And not that it's like shit, but like I guess I had really high expectations, and I had seen 1 or 2 episodes on Toonami or Adult Swim like back in the day. So like I have some stuff that was already spoiled for me. Like I already know the Major's like backstory, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Because I saw that episode years ago. But I was like, everybody, praised the series so much, and So I bought the movie and then both seasons at the same time with like Christmas money, and then watched the movie, and that was really cool. And I was like, all right, jump right into the series. And I get into the series, and I'm on 20 episode 24, 25, and I don't know. Like, I find myself like kind of really, really bored at times because it does this weird thing where it's like there's an overarching story that they like dip into only like once in a while. And I've actually been watching it with my dad, who I've been trying to get to watch. Ironic, yeah, it's like 50 years old. That I've shown him like a good amount of anime recently, and he's kind of bored by it too. But he likes the same episodes that I do, and I like. There's like a main storyline, with this criminal known as not really a criminal, like a sort of terrorist known as the Laughing Man, and there's a handful of episodes that are about like that storyline, but then they'll have like one episode about him, and then they'll have like 3 episodes where it's just like
in another direction.
Yeah.
I guess I know what
then,
they're
like,
doing.
at the end of each of these little stories, it's like, guess what? It was tied into Laughing Man all along.
Yeah.
And it feels like really
It's
forced.
still relevant.
For me, it felt like it was kind of like dragged along. Know what I mean? Like they're dangling stuff in front of you, and then you have to wait to get more. I don't know. I guess like one thing is, in one sense, I think that's a good idea where it keeps you watching, especially if it was airing like on TV. You would be ready to see the next episode and ready. But now, since it's out and it's an anime that's not necessarily airing anywhere, and you can watch it all basically binging it and like episode after episode, I can see those being kind of boring where it's like you're sitting there like it is. I
watching Naruto and sifting through the filler. This is a lot
Yeah.
of filler. And
But
you can
thing
easily,
is-
like, just skip the filler. But
Well,
they
Ghost
make
in the Shell you
Ghost
can't though.
in the Shell because it still ties into the main
It's not
story.
filler. It's like it is, but it's not. It's really
Those
bizarre.
Tachikoba episodes.
Oh my god. No, we're not even gonna get me started on that.
Ethics this show.
Where they talk about just like philosophy of like what it is to be alive, and like I get like here's the thing, Ghost in the Shell, like the concept of Ghost in the Shell is amazing, and like the guy that wrote it, like it's such a cool idea.
As
And
we
the
say in
concept of it-
Massachusetts, he's pretty smart.
Yeah, he is.
He's smart, Dad.
Pretty
Well, actually,
smart,
don't give him
that
too
kid.
much because Masamune Shiro also like besides doing Ghost in the Shell, he did one thing called Appleseed, which isn't that great.
Like Johnny
And then
Appleseed.
an anime. Yeah, it's an anime about Johnny Appleseed. No, just kidding.
That'd be sick. I'd watch
it's
that.
like a mech anime, I'm pretty sure. But he's
Johnny
also
Appleseed's a mech.
He's also like specialized in erotic art for like no reason.
No reason at all.
It's literally like that's your career. Like Ghost in the Shell, erotic art.
Hey man, Motoko like rarely wears
like
clothes. Like let's be real.
That's like saying I'm a college
That's another
professor.
thing they changed in the new series. She's like fully clothed.
Yeah, because it's
Boo.
So it's because it's
Yeah,
Yeah.
it feels like their hairstyle too.
So it's probably cause that's like me. Like, oh, I'm a college professor. I teach physics, and I teach Romanian death worm wrestling. Like these two mice. Like
It's not that. No, like all right, no. It'd be like I don't know. It'd be like I'm a TV producer, but I also direct porn on the side. Like I feel like that's like what it is, because like it's still related. Know what I mean? Like he draws anime and then he draws erotic art. It's very similar, but I don't know. It's not completely unrelated, but it's also very like okay. I mean, like I guess you can get your start in erotic art. Like you don't really need like.
yeah, I don't know what came first. I should've-
Exactly, because if he did that beforehand and then people were like, wow, you draw really good erotic art, you should do an anime. I guess it wouldn't be worded like that, but, you know.
And people really like the Major, and she's
Yeah.
cool, but I don't like. I really don't like how she just like never like very rarely wears clothing.
Yeah.
In the series, and they like barely acknowledge it. Like it's
His
just
clothes are too restrictive. She's doing all these
Yeah.
acrobatics all over the place.
But then in another episode, she'll be like fully covered,
Yeah.
and it's like, this
Hey,
is a
she's
serious
cold.
moment. Like,
It gets cold at night in the city, guys. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Maybe the message like, wear what you want. Doesn't matter.
but
Empower yourself.
conceptually, the show is like brilliant because it's all about.
Yeah.
If you know nothing about Ghost in the Shell, basically about imagine in the future if people are able to you're able to technolize, I guess, like your entire body. You are basically able to become completely
Cyberized is, I think.
fake.
Yeah,
Cyberized is
cyberized,
the
yeah.
term.
You can turn into a robot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of, but it's like this is another thing too. Is it their brains that are inserted, or I thought it was their brains are like uploaded to like the cloud, and then they like download your brain into a new shell.
I believe at the very, and this is another thing, the show doesn't explain it very well.
Yeah.
But from what I understand is you can have at the very minimum, the only people really in society that have no cyberization are religious, like zealot kind of people, or like homeless, because it's kind of advanced to that point.
Well, there's some exceptions, like Tasuga.
Tosiga he's partially cyberized.
Yeah, he's partially though.
He only has
Well,
it in the brain though.
I was gonna get to he has what's called. I was about to say at the bare minimum, everyone has what's called cyber brain, what they refer to as a cyber brain, which I'm assuming for him he mostly uses it as this like communication device, and I'm assuming that's everyone's like internet connection and everything, literally like in your brain. So he can be hacked, and he gets hacked. He can be hacked and he can communicate, but he doesn't have like rocket arms and fucking like he can't go like invisible. And he's supposed to be like the most human of Section 9, because he
some
has
guys
the
that have
feels.
like a sniper rifle eye where they can like link to a sniper
Saito.
rifle and like
Yeah,
see
Saito,
through
my
it.
man.
There's the major who's
She goes
the one we've been
invisible.
talking about she could turn invisible, and she's like the most cyberized. where
Yes,
she's,
she
Yeah,
is.
her
cyborg.
full body.
Major Kusanagi is entirely cyberized. Besides, like, she has like remnants of a human brain. So, and when they refer to the ghost, it's like your soul, like
Yeah,
what
your
used to
consciousness.
be human. Yeah. And they always constantly talk about how like your ghost is whispering to you. But yeah, that's basically the gist of the world of Ghost in the Shell. And there's like several series. They all, I'm assuming, from what I've seen, follow like that same premise of this world. So as a concept, it really argues like, at what point do we start to ask like what makes you human? Because
that's what these wonderful Tachikoma robots are for.
Yeah,
and
they.
the way the show does it is with these Tachikoma.
Yeah.
Tachikoma are like little tanks with wheels.
Could somebody describe Tachikomas? Because I
With
don't want to.
children's voices.
They're
Yeah.
like ladybug robots that are blue.
I hate
Yeah.
them.
The one, I mean, the new series, they're red too.
They're different colors, but they
Wow.
have the voice of children, and they like are basically like, I don't know, they're robots. They're 100% robotic. However, they have a intelligence, and like a lot of times they're confused by like human behavior and stuff.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And they have very deep philosophical yet immature conversations about like, am I really alive? Am I really a being? What does
Yeah.
it mean?
There's like at least 2 or 3 episodes in the first
jeez.
season that really have that going on.
They literally, one of them has a conversation with like, because the police also have like, there's cyberized humans, and then there's also like full-on cyborgs that are kind of just like used as like tools sort of. And the police have a whole bunch of them that all look alike, because they're all just like this girl that like can type really fast, and she's actually in the video game too. She'll tell you like intel
She's
and whatnot.
part of like. The
Oh,
community
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
What's her
there's
name?
I
I
don't
don't
know.
remember her
I
name.
don't know.
I don't think they
They don't
name
really
her.
like. They might name her, but I just don't remember.
There's a lot of her.
If you're a
They all
super
look-
fan,
Yeah.
please leave it in the
Yeah.
comments.
Yeah.
I want to know what her
definitely.
name is. She's my favorite character. No, just
Also, tell us when we're wrong all the time, because that's really
Yeah.
important.
Somebody's gonna be like, "You guys, Ghost in the Shell isn't about cyberization. It's actually about broccoli.
Just go for it.
It's actually about
broccoli.
broccoli. It's a metaphor for broccoli.
It's actually about Rock Lee. He's in the background of every
Did
scene.
you know Rock Lee has his own show?
Yes.
Oh,
I knew
broccoli.
he-
I thought you
he
said
had his own
broccoli,
manga.
like the vegetable.
No,
We were.
Rock
Well, I
Lee
did
has
say
his
broccoli,
own
and then I said broccoli.
Oh,
TV
okay.
version of Naruto. It's basically just like a spin-off. Oh god. Okay. Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm
it's like a
playing-
spin-off. I think it was a spin-off manga first, and then now they're gonna animate it as well. Because that's what Naruto's doing now. It's just like, oh, hey, our story should be done, but now we're just gonna animate all the light novels and like all this other shit.
I mean,
All this other
that works.
shit.
I mean, it's probably good, and I'll probably
It's
finish
still
it someday.
entertaining.
Yeah.
Like they're into adult Naruto now, and he's married to Sasuke.
Adult Naruto? They're doing Naruto hentai now?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
There's like 3 episodes where they're just going at it.
Holy crap! Oh wow!
What?
Oh yeah.
For like half an hour.
Yeah. Whole time.
Yep. No commercial.
3
It's limited
episodes.
commercials.
Yeah. It's an experience.
Yeah.
Um,
It's pay-per-view though.
so yeah, these cyborg girls. There's cyborg girls, and one of the Tachikomas in an episode of Ghost of the Shell, as he's like pondering his existence, starts to like ask one of like the cyborgs about it, and they're not like as advanced as the Tachikomas are really. So like she like it's like a paradox in her head, and she like freezes and she like fucking like falls over and shit. She like can't handle the concepts that this Tachikoma is talking about, and they do 2 like half-an-hour episodes about it, and it's
Those ones are like, I don't know. I know some people might like that kind of thing, but like I don't know. I'm extremely picky when it comes to like anime, especially, but also like video games, other things. I like in anime. I know like this is one thing I know a lot of people are like, oh, he's a classic, like whatever, like. But I don't. I like no, but like I don't like animes that have a lot of like I like action and like has to have a good balance. And where there's an entire episode of just talking and like inner monologue, it can get kind of tedious for me to watch.
My dad got put to sleep, which actually isn't hard. You fall asleep. But there's a whole episode, and I know I'm almost 100% you're gonna know what episode I'm talking about. There's a whole episode of Ghost in the Shell that takes place in one room.
Yep, I know that one.
It's like the chat room one.
Yeah.
Oh, that one, yeah.
It's not really physically a room, but
It's not physically
like
a room, but
online room, and the entire episode is just them talking about like how cool the Laughing Man is, and then it's like he was in.
Major's there in disguise trying to get intel,
Mhm.
and it's like.
Which like I knew it needed to be done for the story. Like it made sense. It made sense for story, but I remember that episode. I wish they had like another arc kind of happening where maybe like someone's off doing something else. Know what I mean? Like
I just think it could have been like less episodes, and the show would have been like really good. If it was only like 16, and I've only watched the first season. I've been told the second season's way. But
say that again. What was?
I've been told that the
Second season is way better.
Apparently, second gig is better than the first one.
Gotcha.
But I really enjoy the Laughing Man story. I don't mean to like shit on Ghost of the Shell for the entire time, but I like the Laughing Man story, and I'm really curious to see how it ends. But I feel like it could have gotten told in like 16 episodes.
Yes.
Or like 13 or something.
Yeah, but they just want to like expand their world that they've set up.
It's world building. And like, at the end of the day, I get it.
I don't know. For me personally, like I don't know. Like I agree with that episode where it takes entirely in that like chat room, that like room thing. I think that they should have had like other members of section 8, section
9.
Section
9. I always say section 8 because of like the movie or whatever, but section 9.
Whitechapel song.
Yeah, section 8. I always end up like I wish there was other members of section 9 like kind of doing other things, you know what I mean? So like you see something happening and then it kind of cuts back to the like what the major's doing. And then like that would have been really cool. Like and they could have even extended that out like maybe 2 episodes even there, cuz then like there's 2 things going on, you're like really invested in one and then the other one is kind of like interesting as well, know what I mean? So you could either be invested in what the major's doing or what another member of section 9 is doing. And I think that would have been pretty smart, but I mean, I'm not an anime writer, so maybe that's a no-no.
No, I mean, I agree with that, I guess. I really like Bato. He's one of the members of Section 9. He's not, well, I guess he is sort of a main character, but like he's often held off to like a side character status. And I really like, there are like kind of fillery-esque just world building episodes of the show. Right.
Yeah.
And he gets like, and it's like one of the most brutal moments in the show. And it like, to this day, I can't like stop thinking about it. It's an episode mostly about Bato and about this guy that he used to be in like the war with. There was some big cataclysmal war that they kind of like barely explained. But like,
yeah, but he was a soldier in that.
He was in it. And then there was another soldier who was like super like brutal. And his like, I don't know, his MO about killing people is in this world you can hack into others and you can kind of like you can mess with their body parts. So you can basically hack into someone's eyes and make them kind of see what you want to see, or you could disappear, like they won't be able to see you. What he does is he hacks into his victims, usually like women that he's like gonna like massacre. He hacks into their eyes, so that way they see out of his eyes, and they are forced to watch him skin them alive.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's insane.
It was crazy. But yeah, Zach, have you seen any Ghost? Or is this all new to you?
This is all new to me.
Okay.
I need to watch it. I
was gonna say, what's like your reaction hearing like some of this?
like, jeez, brutal.
I had to drop
I've seen
that
some.
line.
I've like seen and heard some pretty brutal shit about with like certain animes in my day, like freaking Tokyo Ghoul and stuff. But like,
Tokyo Ghoul, pretty good.
I'm waiting on season 3. But yeah, like
Season
even
3,
like
me
this. Even like this one that I started watching, freaking my friend just like, you need to watch this one called School Live, and it's like, on the surface, it's literally just this girl that's like loves her school, but the whole thing is she's living a delusion, and the thing is, it's a zombie apocalypse, and she's one of the only people left alive, and her and like a few friends, but through her eyes everything's perfectly normal, but then it cuts to their view, and it's like apocalypse, zombies everywhere, and it's crazy.
That's pretty interesting.
So,
I haven't really heard of that one. That's cool.
yeah.
I would recommend, like, I guess I'd recommend to you, everybody, to watch the 1995 Ghost in the Shell film first.
Yeah.
And then the series is still good. Again, don't mean to shit on it. But I would say I think the film does it better. What I'm worried about is, as we all probably know, they're doing a live action film now.
Oh yeah.
Coming out March 31st. Starting.
Have
what's
you
her
seen the first
name?
episode of the
It's,
anime? The advertisements that have been shown are pretty much like on point with the first episode.
Yeah.
At least the early advertisements. I haven't seen any of the newer ones that have come out if they're any longer, but like all the new ones were like all of the like first view of all the first anime. Not what am I saying? All the first views of the new movie look like on point with things that happen in the introductory episode of Ghost in the Shell.
There's like the geisha stuff, the geisha house stuff, and then there's like like the trailers. They're pretty hype. I'll give it that. And I will see this movie. In fact, I'm probably going to see it. Pretty sure I'm going to see it with at least some of you guys, and then I know I'm going to see it with my dad. So I think even if I think it's shit, I'll have to
Suck it up
twice. But I am excited. I'm a huge anime fan, and I think there's a lot of like debate over live action adaptations, and some people like really are against them. I'm not on that side. I think if you can do it, you should probably try, but I think you should really think about that can part. Because there's some series that I don't think
Are you saying that the Dragon Ball Z live action was not good?
Stop.
I saw that
Dragon
in
Ball,
theaters, and dude,
several times.
several times.
You
Oh,
saw it multiple
8
times?
I saw it
I
once.
remember you seeing it 8 times.
Yeah, 8
And
times.
how
Wow.
wonderful it was.
Yeah, I don't
Because
quite.
you
Maybe I
had to
just
see
it was so good I just forgot the other times. Like,
That movie could have been so good.
yeah, but like again, it's really hard to make anime is so unique in the way that it's shown and the way that the things that characters do in them that it's very hard to make in
It
live
might have been
action.
doomed
It's
to
very
fail.
hard. Like a lot of them are. It's very difficult because like the art style can't be mimicked as well without CG, and that can get really
Yeah.
iffy. The character design may not. You can't like whatever. I forget what anime you showed me, but there's some animes where they're drawn really thin. No humans are that thin.
I showed him Code Geass.
Code Geass, that's what it was.
Ooh.
I showed him
And-
what the characters look like. Code Geass.
Yeah.
Code
Amazing.
Geass, I recommend every day of the week.
But Addison does have a very good point here. I don't think you could really do a live action Code Geass.
No,
It would look really weird. It'd
it
be
looked
way
really fake.
because it's half
Yeah.
mecha and like half like
It's half mech, half
mystical
magic.
power.
Yeah. And I feel like there's a lot of animes that it can't mimic the art style, and that's part of watching the
When you're
anime.
doing like live action with magic, you either got to go over the top or really subtle. And like
Yeah.
Code Geass is in a place right in the middle where like it's just enough magic where it's there, but you can't really make a big deal out of it because it's like just in their eyes.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool. So yeah, you
Showing
could
it.
probably.
Do you know like the premise of Code Geass, Addison?
Kind of. You've explained it to me before.
Essentially, I guess for
Say it for
anybody,
the podcast.
do it sure. Basically, imagine if you could control people. You can say one command, and then they have to do it, and then you could spark a
jeez.
global revolution, not a global,
Jeez.
a nationwide revolution.
Yeah.
That sounds
So it's about
Crazy.
the Tactics King. Or was it a Strategy
Oh,
King? I can't remember which one he was like, do you know the difference between strategy and...
That's another
strategy
thing.
and tactics? Oh.
Another factor of it, I think, is
Whoa, Bobby.
characterization. You could never have. I don't think anybody, no matter how good of an actor you are, could do a live action Lelouch.
No, he's too insane.
He's too much of a ham.
Yeah.
He's too like.
He's such a ham.
I am Lelouch v Britannia. Can't like. It was,
Yeah.
Bow down to me! And then he hisses it up. Always has his hand doing that, like...
Yes. But I don't know. Like Dragon Ball Evolution. Part of me was saying like it could be so good, but another part, like Addison was talking about, I feel like it's kind of doomed to fail because of how, if you're going to do a live action anime film, it kind of has to have like a cutoff of what you can do and can't do, because you don't want it to look like a shitty Sci-Fi Channel movie, and don't sue me, Sci-Fi Channel. But like you don't want too much CGI, so like. A thing like Dragon Ball, where people are flying and shooting beams at each other, probably not as possible as say something like Samurai Champloo.
Yeah,
You
and
probably do a
like
Champloo movie.
Ghost in the Shell. Like the one thing is, superpowers. A lot of flashiness is very hard to replicate. When you're flying around Dragon Ball Z, it's very hard to get a person to fly because we can't. It's very hard to get a person to have giant
What, we
hair that's
can't
glowing
fly?
because we can't. You know what I mean? So like,
Yeah,
the more insane stuff there is, the more like magic, like we were saying before, where it's like flashy things and hard to capture without CGI is difficult. Like it's hard to replicate in a live action. But I can see Ghost in the Shell where it's guns. Like they're just like the Tachikomas again are like tanks, and I know that they can be. You can get robots. You can get really good looking robots in movies and
right.
stuff like that. So I
Their
feel like
voice, though,
it
is
could be
good as
pretty
fuck.
good. But the one thing that like it's going to be rough for me is like trying to replicate the art style and stuff of Ghost in the Shell and moving it. And like the same thing like you were saying with like Samurai Champloo would be very difficult as well, and like Samurai 7, stuff like that.
oh boy,
all
samurais.
series with really
Samurais are just great.
Yeah, dude.
like
Hype
all
for
series
season
with
4, Samurai Jack, by the way.
Right,
Yeah.
that's what I was just gonna say. I'm like, what about Samurai Jack? I mean, I need to watch that show because
Live action Samurai
think
Jack
catching
would
up.
either it would be like all the way up, or I
be
would
hard because
cry
Aku
for like the
exists.
rest of my life.
And Aku is such a weird creature to like.
Yeah,
that's a
Animate.
perfect
Duplicate.
example. It's
You're
something
right,
that you
yeah.
couldn't do. Like,
yeah, because the art style's very, very original, and then the other thing too is Aku is very, like, he'd be so hard to replicate. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, as a live action creature.
Yeah, they could
'Cause
do
I
it,
feel
but
like
they'd
they're
have to
really
keep him in
good.
shadow and stuff.
Yeah, they'd have to keep him really shallow.
Right.
Yeah.
It goes back to the fact that there's a reason why people animate things.
Exactly.
Because you can't do them
Yeah,
in real life.
exactly.
So trying to swing this like guillotine the other way, you kind of have to like. Addison had a really good point there. Like, I think a Champloo movie would be really cool, but Champloo's animation is fucking amazing, and
Yeah.
Ghost in the Shell's animation, especially for 2002 or 2003, whenever it was, is fucking gold. Like, there's like, if you like, I'm an animation fucking whore, so like I pay attention to like stupid features, but like wind, like I always pay attention to how like wind is on like hair and like clothing, because some anime and some even like American cartoons do it completely wrong, where like if you're standing in the wind, there's no fucking way it doesn't all like go like the same, like, and all your hair just one direction. It'll like flow, and like
Yeah.
that's something I always
Yeah.
pay attention to. Like, you could either take a cheap way of doing it and just have like, or you can just have like actual like detail to it. And Ghost in the Shell has that, and it also goes into like when they're shooting their guns, there's like recoil, and the bullets will scatter like different ways, and you can actually like see it, and it's
Mhm.
just like, I don't know. Oh my god, some of those scenes where they're shooting the guns just like gave me a boner, and
Oh, well, right.
it's just so good. And I mean, Scarlett Johansson, I know it had some controversy. It had some like people were upset about whitewashing.
Dude,
What did you guys?
I know it's whitewashing, but Scarlett Johansson is hot. So like, I don't know,
Yeah.
She's all right.
dude. Like, dude. Oh,
She's okay.
I think she's hot, dude. Like, I don't know. I kind of like one. I don't know. I'm not super big on like anime and stuff like that. So whitewashing for me isn't as big of a deal. I just want to say like
Same.
I think it'd be really cool for like a live action show. I think that'd be really cool.
You know what they
And
really
it'd be
need?
really hard to cast, especially in
You really need to make a live action version of the best anime. Call the
Johnny Test? What?
Johnny Test. Yeah.
a live action. They did do a live action Code Lyoko.
No, that doesn't exist. Don't you say any more words.
Oh, Code
That's
Lyoko,
not real.
Come on,
best
guys.
opening
You mean
theme
the-
song of all time.
I can agree.
Best French anime ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like as I was saying though, it's like I don't know, like I don't mind the whitewashing. I also think it'd be kind of difficult to cast. I'm not trying to be racist saying there's not that many like Japanese actors or like Asian actors, but it would be hard to cast a like
Majority of the characters.
a majority of the characters. Know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
tough to try. It's tough to
And, like, it is
whitewash or
Hollywood.
not to
I don't know.
whitewash.
Characters in anime also don't
Look super
generally
Japanese.
look Asian.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I hate to break it to you, everyone that got upset. I'm a huge anime fan, and I don't see it as like being racist because Kusanagi doesn't look. She looks how she looks, and then you're gonna just try and depict that in the movie. Like I think Scarlett Johansson kind of looks like
Yeah.
as close as you could really get in real life as Toko Kusanagi.
Mm-hmm.
Because she has purple hair and she can go like invisible and she has like this like skin tight bodysuit thing and everything, and it looks right. Like I hate to piss everybody off, but it looks right. Now were they wrong? I did a little like research on this. There were reports initially that they were going to try and make her look more Asian.
Ooh.
I don't know how.
I'm glad they
were
decided
yes.
not to.
What?
And then people got a little
That's
upset about that.
That could get offensive real quickly.
Yeah, that's how
So
you,
they stopped that.
that's how you not
My
do
big,
it.
I was really concerned with Bato. Because
Yeah, I haven't-
Bato is
He didn't
really
look
big.
bad in the trailers and stuff.
No, it looked kind of how I expected it.
Yeah.
Bato has eye enhancements.
Yeah,
so-
so he doesn't have any real human pupils. He just has like these little metal,
It looks
Oh,
like
the
cameras. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the eyes.
little telescope things coming out.
And there's actually there's several people that have
If
those.
you just look up Bato, you can see what we mean.
Yeah. Or Borma.
Borma, my man.
B-A-T-O-U, Bato,
Yeah, I think
or
so.
something like that.
Yeah. But yeah, he looks all right. I mean, I think the characters all look all right. I'm worried about. I'm worried about what they're gonna do with like the plot because they haven't like revealed a ton yet. Besides, like in the trailers, when like the few parts that are like narrated or there's like a character like talking to the major,
Just some
and it's like
dialogue going on.
yeah, and it's just like there. And then the biggest thing that's pissed me off so far is I think it's in a poster or maybe at the very end of one of the trailers. It shows Kusanagi, and her like face is like cracking, and like she has an exterior face, and then she has like another face underneath,
Yeah,
as if she's like in the robot.
yeah.
In a,
That's not how
A
it works.
show.
Ghost.
it's not how it is.
Yeah, it's not it
Like,
though, but
unless they mean it metaphorically.
yeah,
which
I don't know.
that's kinda
Yeah, because
alright,
one thing
but-
too is like they can still dream and stuff. So like
yeah,
maybe
people
that's
still sleep.
yeah,
That's like a dream sequence.
yeah. That could be like a
There are
dream
several
sequence and
scenes
stuff.
with Motoko in a
I'll
bed
take it.
Yeah,
with other women. Not kidding. She is
Yeah.
a lesbian.
yeah. But
Well, it is implied that she is. a
yes,
Heftily implied.
heftily implied.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like the one thing also is I'm like there's one thing I'm very picky with movies is setting up for a sequel. They could do that, and that could be one thing where this is kind of introducing for people that haven't seen Ghost in the Shell, kind of introducing the series and like maybe making more, which would be kind of cool if they do it correctly. But there are some movies that like did not set up for a sequel and got sequels where I was just like, what are you doing? Or movies that set up for sequels and then just never got a sequel. So it's a little tough.
Oh man, that's like an anime curse, dude. There's you know how many good anime there are that need a sequel and it'll just never happen. Like,
I bet you and Nate and Zach could name like 5 each.
There's several.
Let's see. I'll just start. The thing is, if you ask
I'd
me,
have to
I'm
think
just.
about it for a little bit.
Yeah, I would too.
Maybe we'll do another podcast
that
on
could
that.
be-
Like,
that
right
could
now,
be-
I'm thinking like Blue Exorcist. Oh wait,
Yeah,
that is getting
no.
a sequel.
Literally, like,
that's getting a
if you
sequel.
ask
That's
me,
currently
I
in their
will.
sequel stages right now.
Apparently, there was this. I was at Barnes and Noble the other day with a few friends, and
Okay.
there was this manga called 5 centimeters per second.
Dude, that's one of my
And
favorite.
Bobby's
I've seen the movie. That's one of my favorite anime films of all.
It
Yep.
just seemed
Okay.
weird.
You looked at like the art of it, or
Oh no, I just kind of
What seemed
flipped through
weird?
it, and I'm like, what is this? Like sexual tension, the manga? Like that's what it seemed like to
sorta.
me.
No, it's not Fooly
Uh,
Cooly.
That's what it
Bobby's like,
seemed
yep,
like.
you got it.
no. Part of me wanted to explode, but no. 5
Sorry.
centimeters per second. No. It's because I've heard that the manga isn't very good. The manga came out after the film.
Oh,
So
okay.
5 centimeters per second is a film by this guy named Makoto Shinkai, who is super famous for his animation and stuff like that. There's an anime that's blowing up right now called Your Name. I don't know if you on the internet or if it's the highest grossing. It just passed Spirited Away. It's the highest
Wow.
grossing.
Holy
Japanese film.
crap.
Yeah, and that held that since 1997.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So, he's become a big success, and he's had this is like his 5th film, I think. I own everything he's ever done. And 5 centimeters I'd rank it kind of high, but he kind of people criticize him because he kind of does like the same kind of story over and over again, and it's kind of, you're actually not like too far off. He specializes in what I guess I would call
Sexual tension.
realistic romance, but
Oh,
at the same
okay.
time exaggerated. So he takes realistic feelings of characters and he puts them kind of in worlds that are like a little like ridiculous.
Like fully
Durarara?
ridiculous.
Not
like fully coolly ridiculous.
so
Durarara.
his very first, he did it's a 20-minute short film called Voices of a Distant Star.
Give me more
And-
Durarara.
Gyre is amazing. But Voices of a Distant Star is basically about this relationship between the guy and a girl, and the girl actually gets recruited into this, like, it's in the future, and they have like mechs, and they're fighting like aliens and shit. There's a war going on far away, in like almost like another galaxy or something. And she gets recruited, and he doesn't. And she essentially is going into space, and she can only converse with him on this like a kind of like a cell phone, and by text messages. But for some very strange reason, it takes like extra time to get to him, almost as if like you're mailing a letter. And as she gets farther and farther away from Earth, the distance between them increases the amount of time it takes for her messages to get to him.
Well, that's how
And
science works.
she keeps sending, even if it's like I didn't know that. So even if it's like a digital message, it would take like.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
recently, I was learning something in my astrology class here. Like, it took like. Okay, I'm gonna throw some wrong information out there, and all you astrology majors, please correct me in the comments. It was probably like.
Maddie Deeds.
I mean,
Natty D.
like a satellite went by Pluto, like within the last 2 years or something like that. Not 2 years. I don't remember all the exact dates. I was half paying attention. But anyways, it took like a year to get the pictures back over here.
Yeah.
Really? Okay, so yeah, that's basically.
Part of it
that's
was
what-
because like the satellite had to fly by, and then it had to face the planet, take a bunch of pictures, and then when it was done, it had to turn so it was facing us, and then send them back to us.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, so that's what it is. I did not know
And then
that.
like it
That's
took
the
time
thing
to
is-
travel all the way to where we are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
wireless
can't-
signal.
She can't send messages or receive messages when she's on like certain planets and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so, and I didn't understand. Like I didn't know. All right, man, the more you know. But basically, that's like his motif. He's done about 5 films, and they all like they're not all as like ridiculous as having like mechs in space and stuff. It's more about like what he'll have a film about like a relationship between like an older about like 30-year-old woman whose life is kind of just like shit and she's become like alcoholic and stuff like that, and a teenager who feels very mature and he feels much older than what he is. And it's not like a sexual relationship, but they meet each other and they realize that both of their lives kind of like need to change for various spoilery reasons.
Yeah.
And he kind of, and it's kind of like realistic. All of his endings, I would say, are realistic and kind of unexpected. I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
But 5 centimeters is kind of like that. I've never read the manga, so I don't know what the manga would do. But that one is it's kind of just like a real like relationship about people who grow apart. The guy in the relationship keeps moving farther and farther south, and she keeps moving farther and farther north. And at first they make a promise to keep like talking to each other, but then it becomes sort of like a strain on them, and reality kind of sets in. That's 5 centimeters.
Oh, cool.
The title is that this pisses Addison off. The rate at which cherry blossoms fall is 5 centimeters per second.
Yeah, it's like really try hard.
He's a very try hard director. I don't know if Addison ever
Like if Rorik would write something, that would be a title. You guys will be introduced to our buddy Rorik in another podcast.
Oh yes, Rorik the Rake Pokemon, which one? He also loves Makoto. I can't wait for Your Name. To be Your Name is actually going to get an English release in April 7th, I believe. So it'll be in some theaters. I don't know where, but if you know down below, comment, because I've been fucking researching like crazy and I can't find out where. But yeah, if I would recommend seeing at least just one Makoto Shinkai movie, because his movies are also very short. They're usually like, he has one that's 20 minutes, he has another one that's like 40 minutes. But the animation is fucking mind blowing. He uses a lot of rotoscoping. So like he'll have like he uses real locations in Japan. So he'll have like real rivers and like real shrines that they'll have like shots of, and then they'll use cells to go over it, and then like digital animation as well. So like it looks like really, really good though, and nobody does animation like he does. But yeah, Makoto Shinkai, pretty good. Pretty good guy.
Yeah.
I would not want to see any live action movies of his, because that would be weird. Because it would take away like half of the aesthetic.
Yeah. Well, that was what we were talking about before.
But, like, that seems like something that you could realistically do in a live action movie. Where it's not too insane.
Yeah.
You could act it out with real actors and like
especially
of this realistic love that is going on, like romantic era.
Especially like Eastern movies, like
Unrequited love.
I mean, me and Spoops watch a lot of like kung fu movies. They're very like a lot of the scenes that like you showed me of that movie fit kind of some of the movies that we watch. Like forget the name. We watched one recently. It was that movie that came in a really nice case. I'll have to get back on that. But that movie was shot very, very well and had a lot of really nice looking scenes. I feel like it would fit well with that director, whoever made that one. Maybe could do it, but I'm not 100% sure.
Man, that was like destiny that you saw 5 centimeters at a fucking Barnes and Noble.
Yeah, no, I saw that, and I'm like, I flipped through it because it looked hilariously like sexual tension the entire time. I'm like, oh boy,
I can't get over that.
I was like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
No, it's okay.
Oh yeah,
That's okay.
I already have a bunch of
I can
people.
imagine how it looks.
They're all anime lovers out in the suite too, except for my roommate.
I can imagine how it looks.
Yeah.
Because he just does like romance stories over and over again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he animates
Whatever
them
works.
insane. Yeah. And he makes a lot of money. He only does films, so
Yeah.
people like refer to him as like the next Miyazaki, but like even he's like, dude, just chill.
Yeah. Bruh.
Yeah. All right. Well, we should probably end up soon, just so we don't have to cut the video too much.
Yeah. So I guess like everybody, how do you think that this Ghost in the Shell movie is going? I'm excited, but I'm worried at the same time. Like I feel like I might go into it with like low expectations. Therefore, I could only kind of be uplifted when I see it. Let's hope.
There you go.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, right. That's kind of how I'm feeling about it. Like,
Same.
I'm a little nervous, but depending on where they go with the story, like, are they going to do a new story? Or are they going to retell the old story? Are they going to make an adaptation of the old story to make it fit in the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Do it. And that's really just what I'm worried about, the story they kind of tell about it. I feel
Yeah.
like they're going to be able to make it aesthetics, like, work for a live-action movie. Maybe not perfect, like, it's coming from an anime, but I think they'll be able to pull it off.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm excited for it. Definitely like super excited. And I don't know. I think it's gonna be really cool because it's almost like I don't know. We'll see how their adaptation is of either this story or the new story they tell. I'm kind of hoping for like maybe a kind of a little bit of like a section of the old story, maybe with an extra added depth, where they add something that maybe didn't happen, and I don't know, maybe set up for, like I said, maybe they're setting up for a sequel or a series or something, but maybe not. That'd be kind of cool. Well, I know, but I mean like a trilogy or like 2 movies. I don't know what that term is, but of this live action series, I think that'd be kind of cool.
Oh, biology.
My only, I have no preconceived expectations of this movie because the only thing that I've really seen about it, or the only Ghost in the Shell experience I've had, is through the game, and that's not much. So
yeah, they don't give you a lot.
But in a way, that's like that's a blessing too, because now you like don't have like
true,
of the franchise. So
I'll bring in a viewpoint that'll be controversy if the movie's bad.
I promise you, it won't be sexual tension.
I thought you said
unless you
attention.
think unless you think Scarlett Johansson's hot, and then maybe the whole movie will be long sexual tension.
Yeah, definitely. No.
All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed episode 1 of the Gyre Media Podcast. There's gonna come. If there's something you guys, if you want us to discuss, always let us know. Nothing's really off topic. Actually, some stuff's probably off topic.
Stuff's a little off topic.
Yeah, we go all over the place, but I don't know. You can pretty much post whatever you guys want. If you post in the comments below, you can go to our website, gyre.tv. You can post in the feedback section there, and you can get a hold of us pretty much. There's other ways to get a hold of us on the website as well, so you can even go there and suggest things. So, thanks for watching, and we'll see everybody later. Bye.